Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link. Because now I know when something happens in our lives that is unexpected, you have to go into it in order to ever have any hope of coming through it. So when you go, guess what? When you come out the other side, you grow.
Brought out more in me than I thought that I didn't even know that I had.
That has given all of us a great hope for what we can do with our own messages, our abilities to deliver, but most importantly, to deliver it in an authentic and very, very intriguing way.
Have you ever been in something or felt something where the only way you felt you could deal with it was to leave, get away? I thought that was the meaning of control. It took me 4.5 years to stop looking around the room of my life, of my journey, of my purpose, digging in cushions for a remote that never existed. Looking, re-looking, going back and upgrading, bringing in and pulling out things that do not serve you must go. Those things out in this world that are designed to bring us down, to keep us down, put their foot on our neck and whisper to us that we're never good enough, they don't whisper. They yell at us from all directions, top to bottom, bottom to top, side to side, side to side, corner to corner, and corner to corner, 365 days. When somebody asks you about yourself, don't you dare whisper. When they ask you to raise your hand, don't you dare half raise it. When they ask you something good about you, you scream it with all you have. Come on now, get up, get up. Tell me who you are. Show me who you are. Greatest truth of all, that not everyone has to remain lost.
don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's so funny, you guys. You caught me. I was talking into my phone to my guest who was in the green room. Thomas, relax. I see you. You're there. We'll bring you in shortly. So he was checking in just to make sure everything was well. So TGIF people, good morning, wherever you are. Oh, I still have Zen music playing back there. Let me turn that off. I love that stuff. You guys ever check that stuff out on like YouTube? All those frequency channels that are emoting, all this. I keep it on 2 different ones at all times. That's right. I consider that that frequency to be providing a spiritual ADT system because I want to remain inside this sacred space. So can I get an amen on that? There it is. There it is. Listen, good morning. Where are my manners? Good morning, all you beautiful people. I see you all over the world, and you're looking just great today. Welcome to the Friday edition of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren, and it is a holiday weekend here in the States, at least, Labor Day. You know, one of these days I'm going to actually look into the origin of Labor Day. I know it has something to do with labor. Not pregnancy labor, I think work labor. So anyway, it's a red, white, and blue kind of day. And it's coming up. So it's a long weekend for a lot of people. So hats off to that. The bell, what is that all about? Is that a gimmick? Is that a prop? Absolutely not. It's actually, I refer to it as a reminder, an opportunity, if you will, that when you hear me ring that bell, it's not just for shits and giggles. Well, in that case, it was. But during the broadcast, I ring the bell every time there's some real truth out there. I know you're doing 1,000,001 things in your life today. So many of us are multitasking and the such, but don't ever get so busy that you just overlook or miss the ring of truth, because that's right. The truth, just like that bell, has a ring to it. Tune your compass due north into the tune of truth. It'll serve you well. I guarantee you that. So listen, I don't really have any announcement. Oh, yes, I do. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central. Do we have a banner? I think we do. Let me check. Tomorrow. Do we? I'm going to get it in here. Hold on. Tomorrow while I'm talking. Get our guest in here in about 3 minutes. But tomorrow, Saturday, the 31st, at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we're going to be having a trauma 90-minute special. I had been looking, hold on, I have to talk out loud. I spell out loud and I count on my fingers. So that's what I do. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just want to make sure I have this thing. Is this it right here? Hold on. So anyway, for about 2 months, I would say, I was searching around for some people that had incredible stories of triumph over some form of trauma in their lives. I found the banner. I'm going to pull it in real quick, you guys. I apologize. And it's been one busy week. I'm not kidding you. I was working until 7 or 8 o'clock every night this week. Doggone it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, I want to bring it in because I want to highlight these people. These are some stories. You guys, there it is. Listen to this. This group of people, and I'm going to tell you why this is so important. Take a look. These folks right here. Oh, and I'm one of them. There's 6 of us. Sam Mitchell, Craig Sokowski, myself, Chris Shivers, Tawana Vitch. She was here last week. No, she was here this past Monday. Black Butterfly Goddess. You guys heard some of her story about how she became pregnant by her biological father at the age of 14, delivered the baby at 15, and all the things that happened subsequently after. That's just one of the examples. Tholin Johnson coming in, and Risa August. Risa was a guest a few months back, you might remember. So all of these folks have agreed to come on tomorrow for a 90-minute television special to speak to not the poison. Well, we're going to cover it to establish authority. So wow, you went through that. But really to bring light to not the poison, but the antidote. All of us have had trauma, poison. We get bitten, we get stung with some kind of poison, some kind of trauma. But when you can't make an antidote until you first have the poison. You're going to find out why that little statement is very important tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central. Come on in. It's all over my social media, or you can head over to eventbrite.com and grab a seat in our symposium from there. There you go. One more time. Turning trauma into triumph. All right. So without further ado, on the screen, look at that. There's a book. I love this cover. And I want to know, I hope our guest today, Thomas Grisell, knows something about how you can lure hummingbirds onto your property. Because I have 2 of those hummingbird feeders. And the hummingbird last week, my husband Brian was sitting out on our deck and called me out there, and the hummingbird was around everything but the thing with his nectar in it. So I'm like, what's up with that, fella? So I think the sweetness had worn off or something. But this is a book. Let me put it back. The New Wisdom Keeper. This book, I'm telling you, so easy to read, but so deeply profound. It really is. We're going to get the author in here now, Thomas Grisell. And boy, don't think we're just going to talk about this book, because we're not. Because when I met this gentleman out in Jackson Hole, remember when we went out to Jackson Hole this summer? One of the best experiences, vacations, opportunities I've ever had. I love that place. It changed my life. And I got in 10 minutes there what takes me 5 or 6 hours to get here in Chicago, to get to that center of peace. I found it in 10 minutes there. I'm not kidding you. I swear to God, I'm not bullshitting. It really happened that way. And so, man, the Grand Tetons, Yellowstone, went whitewater rafting, went and did some tours. And Thomas, our guest today, went with me. We toured the Performing Arts Center. Great, great time. So anyway, listen, we're going to get him in here to talk about this book and all of his travels. Man, talk about some stories. Here he comes down the hallway now. Put your hearts on the screen. It's our way of virtually saying welcome to our guest today, Thomas Grisell. Thomas, I don't hear you.
Well, hello, Lauren.
Oh, there you are. Let me dress up the stage. Hold on. Let me dress the stage up a little. There. Put some color in. Now, wait a minute. You need to quit playing. Why are you acting like you all nervous about this? Like you haven't done it. You've been in all kinds of places, done all kinds of things. You shouldn't be nervous about this little show.
Well, Lauren, first off, it's really good to see you and connect again after a short time here at the butterfly event in Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grand Butterfly Gathering.
Yeah, that's right. We're all in a transition and changing, right? But yeah, I wanted to, explain a little bit about the book to you, and basically, I'll just follow your lead. I have some facts here, and some notes, and maybe we can get the backstory here to you.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to start. So first of all, let's just start. Tell people your full name, since we know it's not Now. What is Now? Who is Now? Is that a nickname?
No, well, I like the Now because I've studied the Now and written about it, and actually in the time-space world, there's nothing else but Now. So that's why I occasionally use Now. But yeah, my name is I just go by Thomas, and that's good enough for me.
So you were talking about Now. So of course you've read, or I'm assuming, which I shouldn't do, you read the Eckhart Tolle book?
Yeah, I've studied quite a bit. In the promo, you said that I was a seeker of truth. Well, I've studied a lot of different yoga paths, and this book actually was started in the country of Panama in a town called El Valle de Antón, which is up in the crater of an extinct volcano. It's not active, but it's still alive. And I found out that I was hanging around with some indigenous tribes up there and doing some studying on Tolle and Chopra, and I found out that these gentlemen write in the Western tradition of New York Times bestseller list, but they also write in an Indian form called sutras, and that's what interests me. And while I
Explain
was
that. What is that?
this,
That was that the book is based on that. It's a layout.
exactly, yeah, the whole book is there's some information around it, but basically these are all sutras that I have channeled in this location in Panama. And uh, so what I did is I was working with an indigenous artist, and he did some artwork for me. I threw it all in a box, okay, and then I really forgot about it until I got back up here to Jackson, and then I was working with a Kundalini teacher and doing some research in Hatha yoga, and I started to write sutras again. So what I did was
Let me catch people. I'm sorry to interrupt. Let me just catch people up so you guys stay with us on this. I pulled it
Okay.
up in another screen. The literal definition of sutra, S-U-T-R-A.
Yes,
There are two different. I'm telling this to them so that
sure.
you know, because I didn't know before I met you. There are two definitions. The first is a rule or aphorism in Sanskrit literature, or a set of these on grammar or Hindu law or philosophy, is what it says. Also known as a Buddhist or Janist scripture. So and then a little side note: sutra in Indian literary traditions refers to an aphorism or a collection of aphorisms in the form of a manual. Or okay, so I see, and they're ancient medieval Indian texts found in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. So there you go. So we're talking some real ancient wisdom.
Exactly, and there's and there's then, and then there's now, okay? And my book basically uh I had it published in 2021, and this all started back
During
in
COVID.
2019, yeah, and it's published by Hay House Balboa.
Well, wait a
And
minute. Stop. Okay, you said you're going to follow my lead, so here I go. So,
yes,
do you think there was any special reason this book came to you through you during the pandemic, a global pandemic? Every time somebody tells me they birthed something during the pandemic, I stop the presses and go back to that, because that was that time and space for all of us. I refer to the pandemic as the great equalizer, because everybody was sitting in the same place with the same set of concerns worldwide. And how often does that happen? And so,
well,
what do you think? Do you feel?
yeah, well, I mean, this is actually a time that's grounded everybody, to just, what I think about what you're saying is it just got everybody to turn, like, implode, okay, and get into their heart and get out of the head, so yeah, and it was very difficult to get this project done during the pandemic because nobody was really working in their offices and so on. But yeah, that set the stage, I think, for this book. And what I think is that personally, what it taught me is
Muted.
my head's like a blender, okay, and
Yeah.
whatever I'm studying, okay, I found that I have a gift, and I can write these sutras, which to me are very short sayings, which instead of getting you to think, might get you to act, okay, from the heart. So what I found out that I can write these like thousands of them, okay, and so I that and
So
when
what
I
you're
had
saying, you believe this to be a divine gift?
exactly that is one of my gifts. I have, like you do, we all do have our gifts. But
Yes.
yeah, writing sutras is just something that comes to me. If we sat down right now, I could write, burn off 20 or 30 of them for you. Okay. But yeah, it's my gift. And see what this
What
book
power
is.
do they hold?
What power do they hold?
Yeah.
Well, I think the power comes from whatever source that I was studying or researching at the time or involved in. That's where the power comes from. And I kind of like, just they come through me and they come out and they're on the page. And And that's where the power comes from, not so much from me. I'm more or
No,
less
but I mean, what do people report these
well,
sutras providing as far as the experience? What impact do they seem to have on folks?
well, if you're into meditating, okay, or contemplating, and you use these short sayings over and over again, and they get into your subconscious mind, they can actually influence the way you feel and the way you act. And so I personally, I've had great luck. There's also called mantras. It's just something that you repeat over and over again
Yes,
in
yes,
a
yes.
very relaxed state, right? So,
Right, right.
and anybody that's taken my book has always said to me that, you know, there's a wealth of these short sayings, these sutras that we can have access to and use.
So, do you know other people who have this gift of channeling sutras?
Well, right now that brings me to the now, okay. And right now I have it's called the Next Wisdom Keeper. It's a work in progress, and it'll be out in 25. I'm working with a licensed sutra meditator. Her name is Christine, and she's going to do work with me on this book a little bit. And so basically, the book that you showed with the hummingbird on the front,
Yes.
which is the indigenous symbol for joy, and also for me, it just means, you know, giving and taking, okay, in nature. And this hummingbird is just, that's the nature of it. But yeah, this new book is going to come out. So actually, I have 60 copies of the book that you put up on the screen, and I'm closing it out, okay. And I want to at some point make this available to your audience, okay. And getting ready for the new, it's called the Next Wisdom Keeper, which will be work in progress now and will be out in 25.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a copy handy of this one?
As I say, it's a work in progress.
No, this one, the new Wisdom Keeper. You got a copy there, don't you?
Yeah, the new Wisdom Keeper, Lauren, we're closing out. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm asking, do you have a copy there with you right now?
I have 60 copies, right?
Okay, well, I want you to grab one so you can share a little bit
Okay,
with the
let
audience.
me grab one.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got it. Okay, hold on.
He's going to read some. Okay, I'm excited. I have a
There
copy.
we are. Yes, I have one right here. Okay.
Okay.
And,
I know I'm putting you on the spot, Thomas, but
no, that's okay. I like it. I like
what
it.
would you like to share with the audience a little bit of this?
Well,
you could read a little to us, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, let me get my glasses.
Get your glasses.
Get some light here, and we'll see if we can.
Okay, and I'm gonna.
All right, I think one of the things I like the best. There's hardcovers and soft covers. The hardcovers are sold out, but I think that one of the most important things here are the explanation of what the hummingbird is. Okay, and that's why it's on the cover. And the hummingbird, and I'm not going to read it verbatim, but the hummingbird goes from flower to flower, and it takes nectar and it pollinates, okay? And I apply this to all the different spiritual paths, okay? And in my research and studies, I take a little bit of all the different pathways and spiritual religions and pathways, and take a little bit from each, okay, and then give it back out in the form of my book, okay. So that's basically what we're doing. And when I say I'm closing it out, I'm really excited about the next, okay, Wisdom Keeper, which will be the 25 book. Okay. And you mentioned people, other people who have had great experiences with this. Well, Christine is a licensed sutra meditator, teacher. Okay. And she's going to be working with me on the 25 book. So this book I have 60 copies left, Lauren. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And give us a taste of it.
Pardon?
Give us a little taste.
Yeah. Well, what I would like to do is make these last closeout copies available to your audience.
Right.
Okay.
I've got
And
the
then,
link. I've got the link ready for the end of the show. But
okay, great.
let them know what it is. Give them a taste so that they know what it is that is available.
Okay, what this book, if you were to purchase this book and you're into taking some time to relax and meditate and get into a nice trance state, okay, and you can use these mantras, these sutras, to repeat them over and over again. And uh, the subconscious likes repetition. So if you could do it over and over again, it will have some benefits for you. And there's just a wide range of different ones. And really, if you get
So how do you know when you go in the book? How do you know which ones are going to do what if you repeat them over, or when you repeat them over and
Right,
over? How do you know? How's it
I
divided
hear
up
you.
in the book?
Okay, so in between each sutra is the indigenous artwork that I had gotten when I was down in Panama. Okay, and there's a symbol, all right, between each sutra, and basically you can start at the beginning and work through them, or you can browse through them and find one that intuitively you feel would be good for you to use.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and
So you just let your gut, your
yeah,
instinct
exactly.
has a
Your
lot to
heart,
do.
your gut, and your
Okay.
intuition, and not only would the words appeal to you, but also the indigenous symbol. Okay,
Will
between
speak to
each
you. Okay.
in
Okay.
each
Okay.
sutra.
So what's speaking to you this morning?
Well, this morning, I'll tell you, I'm heavily into a new spiritual path. Like I mentioned, you know, the Indian guys Chopra and Toli. I'm also studied Sir Guru, okay, who was here in Jackson. He's a Hatha yoga. I studied Kundalini yoga, okay, and I have a talisman here, which are the chakras. And so this morning, basically, I was really excited and actually thrilled to have this opportunity to sit with you, okay? And what I wanted to do is to be uh, I get really wordy. I've been around the sun 78 times, okay?
Wow.
And but today, right here and now, I just feel this is a tremendous opportunity to reach other people and to share what I've spent a lot of time seeking. And you mentioned the truth, and I think that's what I wanted to hit on the most. Uh, and you know, I've been through a lot, you know, and been I've been in therapy for trauma and so on, you know. But all this is just giving me a really good place to be, and I want to share this with other people, and that's
Read
why.
us a little. I'm
Pardon?
gonna dip out. I'm gonna give you the stage and just share a little bit with us out of the book.
Okay. Well,
All right.
all right. Let's see. There's a lot in there. Okay. To me, the most important thing that came of this personally was that my gift was revealed to me. Okay. But the one thing that I feel that this book can do is to improve your personal life. Okay. Improve your meditation, improve um, any spiritual practice that you might do. I feel that this book, and as I say, you know, is here for a short time. It can really improve your life. Okay, and if you're involved in trauma, or in any way you're unhappy or not pleased with your life, I feel that this is another path, okay, and a way that you can use some old wisdom and some new wisdom. Um, and then if you practice this, and that's the key word to the whole thing, because if you don't practice a spiritual path, it's not going to happen. And a lot of people, and I was one of them, okay, is the reason I've been a seeker for so long is I intellectually studied a lot of this stuff, but I didn't do it with my heart. And starting actually this past year, I really personally have opened and my heart to this. And it's not only thinking about it, okay, but it's practicing and doing it. So this book is a tool, it's an instrument, it's another
Are you going to read us some?
well, I to be honest
Or is
with
that
you,
not allowed or something?
well, I think it's probably better to make this a personal experience and get the book, right? And then
Yeah, but I mean, if I was watching, Tom, I'm just keeping it real. If I was
Sure.
watching and I had no idea what this sounded like or what it felt like,
okay,
I'm
I
just
got you.
saying,
All right. Let
it's
me read you on from the
just so
new
people
book.
can like hear. I
Yeah.
know I get it. You don't get the full experience because you cannot see the symbols,
Right.
the artwork in between, but I just want someone to understand what one sounds like.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to turn on a light here and I'm going to put my glasses on and I'm going to read a few for you, okay?
Sure.
That's what
Thank
it
you.
sounds like you would like me to do, and I'm
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah, because we want to help you get rid of these 60 copies, but
Well,
I
yeah,
know
we got to close these out, Lauren.
well,
and
you
they
know,
are
people
very
want to
valuable.
listen.
They may be collector's items.
Okay, but
Okay.
Thomas,
Yes.
just like food, people sometimes need to smell the aroma, so they get
Gotcha.
drawn to what's cooking. What's
All right.
okay? Go for it.
Okay, let me read a page for you here. Okay. Intending for the inner to become reality and the outer to become the image and voice. That's a good one. Okay. Nothing void will accept and love before pre-consciousness awareness creation. All right. That's a little esoteric. Okay. Living gratitude with thanks. That's excellent. Okay. Freedom, choice, and actions are all relative. All right. So those are samples of short sayings called sutras, mantras. There's different words for them. But if you use those in a trance state, okay, or a meditative, relaxed, contemplative state, they will, like a stop sign, they will direct you to move instead of think, okay, from the heart.
Right.
Well,
So I love it. I love it. We're going to give you guys the link to Amazon where you can go and purchase one of these. That's where you want them to go, correct?
Well, you know what, Lauren, what I'd like to do is I'd like to give Amazon. I'm not going to be working with the people who are that are taking the orders from Amazon, and I'm going to be going more independent. So I want to close these last 60 copies out, okay, with a PO box, and I want to keep it simple with cash, check, money order, okay. And I will ship these out, sign them personally
Okay.
for the people. And
Yeah, a lot of authors do that. So since we don't have that information, what we would ask you to do is when this is finished today, in just a few minutes, go into the comment section of the broadcast, and I'll make sure I send you the link in case you have trouble finding it, and just drop this information in there, and then people will be able to find it.
Okay, that'd help out so much because this is a good deal. I mean, it's something that, as I say, I'll sign them personally and ship them out free, and it's a reasonable price. So
let's talk about how you got to this point. What were you always into this type of Zen seeking, or did you have a pretty exciting what did you do when you were in your 20s and 30s? What were you doing in the world?
Well, I shared a little bit with you when we had coffee. You know,
why do you think I'm bringing it up?
There you go. Because I'm kind of like, I guess the term would be an experienced junkie. Okay, and what I've done is, I mean, this has just been kind of a part of my story. Okay,
you were kind of like a playboy.
Well, yeah, I've done
just
a lot
moving around, partying, and just living life, right?
We've been through that, okay. And I actually, another thing that I've been doing is my stories, okay. And I have stories. Yeah, I've been all over, and it's been all over me on that area, okay. But I have tremendous experiences, and I shared some of them with you, especially about my hip hop clothing business. Okay.
Yes.
But,
He's done a lot of stuff, y'all. Trust
yes,
me. I
we
can't
have.
wait for the
And
memoir.
it's really interesting because I got to be very close. My partner at the time, we had a clothing company called Moot Street Poetry. Okay, and we used to go to the magic show in Las Vegas, where all the rappers were there and their clothing lines, Richard Simmons and so on. Yeah, so yeah, I could go on and on. I have right now a list of 30 different adventures and experiences that I'm
Wow.
recording. 3 of them I'm working on right now. I call the almost musician, okay, and that has to do with music and my experiences in the music industry. I'm also doing one called the expanded ski instructor, okay, which I had quite a experience in the skiing industry. And
What do you mean by that?
well, I was an instructor, but it led me into the music industry in New York City. And actually, we're talking about gifts. Well, I have another gift. I'm like the mascot, okay? And I've been around a lot of different things that are new. And just off the top, we've all heard of the group Journey, right? Well, I was there at the inception of Journey with the person that put them together, the Carlos Santana personnel and so on. And, there's just all these different stories, but the ski instructing was the door that opened me into the music industry and all these different experiences, dinner with Carlos Santana and so on, but these are in the process of being written out right now, because I would like to perform them, at some point, because they're very interesting stories. But, that's where the adventure and all the different experiences who come together and for me are always value, but maybe a value.
What was it, Thomas? What was it? I'm sorry to butt in, but I already know they got to. My family members, my nieces and nephews have to butt in all the time. Uncle Lauren, can you get to the point? And I'm like, oh, I see what they mean now, because you get going. I want to know this, because trust me, y'all. I was sitting there going like this in Jackson Hole at lunch, listening to these stories that he's saying he's going to put out, and I was like this. They were I just one to the next, to the next, to the next. But what I want to know is, so what did you see? You were around all these celebrities and highfalutin and wild parties and just great experiences, really. But then something started beckoning you towards all the stuff that you do today. So the younger versions of us oftentimes are manifesting the older versions of us while we're living our story. So, exactly. So when did you see the terrain change from, okay, I'm just bopping through life, having a grand old time, but boom, all of a sudden a light. So do you remember your aha moment?
Well, I'm going to say that was a very gradual thing for me, okay? And it was a slow process, baby steps of switch, actually the adventures kind of ended about when I moved from Panama to Jackson Hole, okay, and put down roots, okay? But my aha moment, I would say, when I started to actually, my aha moment was this year, 2024, okay, in February, okay? It was the ultimate contrast experience, okay? That traumatic.
That sounds like a book title. I'm writing that down. The ultimate contrast experience.
Exactly. And this was the peak trauma experience, okay? And that and that's 6 months ago, okay? So my light bulb went off, okay, after studying all the vidras and all the different paths. The light bulb went off, okay, in February of this year, okay? And that was my eureka moment. And when I discovered
what happened?
Well, what I basically what I did was I found a program on a spiritual program that makes sense to me. And I said, all right, this is for you. And I totally immersed myself into it. Okay. Well, I mean, total immersion. I read every book. Okay. I've been meditating on these guided meditations for 6 months now, and I will do it for an entire year because this has been a life-changing experience
So
for me.
you're saying the aha moment was a guided meditation?
It's a program, okay, and basically it's spiritual guides. Probably the indigenous people call them star people. Okay, they're spiritual guides, but it's a channel program, and
Okay.
this group is called
How's it
Abraham.
changed you? How's it changed you?
Well, it got me to feel, okay, and it got me to have the emotions that I needed to have all of my projects and all of my adventures, okay, come to fruition and manifest, okay, because being the trauma king that I was, and I know you're interested in this, okay, I had shut down emotionally, okay, and project after project and adventure after adventure never completely manifested. So now I find, now that I'm able to use my emotions to guide me into what I like and what I don't like. And actually, my goal, you said, what was your goal this morning? My goal is to feel good and be happy,
Mm.
and
And let's talk about that for a second, Thomas. Let's talk about that for a second,
Okay.
because this is a great segue into where I wanted to wrap up today.
Great.
When I left Jackson Hole, because we were in a condo there for a week, you got, thank you to Teresa Lawrence for bringing us to Jackson Hole. It was absolutely phenomenal. Now, I had a bunch of leftover stuff because we were cooking our own meals and stuff a lot. And that's when you let on, you said, oh yeah, I live in an assisted living place or a senior community. And I want to ask you the way you look at things, the lens in which you see spirituality and whatnot at 78 trips around the sun, your peers, do you find are when you run into people your age or older, or sneaking up on your age, let's just say that's, we're in that stretch. We're in the home stretch.
Exactly.
Do you find that some of them look at you like, are you crazy? What are you talking about? Or do you find they're more and more hungry, wishing maybe they would have started seeking something they could feel a lot sooner in life? Because so many people seek nothing but things they can touch. Houses, cars, bank accounts, men, women, all these different things you can touch. And then they get to the sunset years and they arrive with very little that they can literally feel. That's why I believe none of us have ever seen a U-Haul attached to a hearse, because you cannot take that shit with you.
That's for sure. Yeah.
So what's it like when you talk to your peers in your community and they hear about the books and what what you really believe? Do they look at you like you're crazy, or are they like, tell me more?
I would say that 75% think I'm crazy. Okay.
I had a feeling.
But you see, the thing is, what I try to do, Lauren, is like, I'm also a graduate of NA and AA and addiction programs and everything, and they call it 12 stepping, where you're evangelizing and stepping out and trying to get people to do it your way. Well, that's the opposite of what the hummingbird does. Okay. And for me, what I rather do with people, my peers, especially here where I live, is be an example for them. Okay. For them to look at Thomas and say, what is that guy? Why is he so happy? Why is he getting younger instead of older? Okay. And being an example for these people, and not try to lay my paradigm on them, because they if you get above 75, you've earned it. Okay. In other words, you've got some experiences. But to me, my relationships are so valuable, because if you take the time to cut through all the bullshit, as you call it earlier, and find out what somebody's about, okay, and generally, when you get down to the authentic person, that's where the value comes. And then you can either say, well, I would like to be like this person, or I wouldn't, and sort through it, and just say. But for me, the most valuable thing that anybody can do is to interact with another human being, so they can know what they like and what they don't like, okay, and then intend to find the people like I have found you, I have found uh, uh, Teresa, okay, and Ken Fisher, and finding the people that embody what you like, okay, and what you want to manifest in your life. So
Yeah.
in my relationship with the older people, I listen to them, okay, and in the indigenous cultures, the elders, oh, they may have Alzheimer's and blurt something out, okay, but if we're going to go to war, we always consult the elders, okay, and they're going to say something that is wisdom, okay, and that's what leads us to the new wisdom keeper and the next wisdom keeper, right? So, yeah, that to answer
So,
your question,
yes, go ahead.
you know,
Let me ask you something.
yeah.
At 78 years old, do you have a bucket list?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I have a box, okay, that are things that I want to get done. That basically, I have a feeling that there's going to be quite a bit of resources coming into my world, okay, and I'll have some choices. Okay, just for example, I've been on airplanes a lot and stuff. I want to ride on a private jet. Okay. So that's on the bucket list.
There you
Okay.
go.
I want to go to Greece. Okay. Um, I want to get a big Ram pickup truck. Okay. For the winters here. I mean, these are just things that
Woo, winters in Jackson Hole. I heard about those when I was there.
that's right. In my car, my Dodge is like a sled, so, but yeah, I do have things. And when I spent my time in Panama, the Latinos call life in idas, okay, which is a word for age. And there's 4 idas. Each of them are 20 years old. I'm in the last one. You're probably in the third one, okay. And these are like 20-year increments, and each one of mine have been like a little small lifetime. So you
Yes.
say at 78, I looking at, I'd love to live to 100, but I have another, 10 years, 78, 88. I have another, a lot of time to get some things done,
Yeah.
hence next wisdom keeper. I'd like to, it's been my bucket list to perform some stories. My dream would be to be on the Moth, which is a professional storytelling
Moth
venue.
Radio Hour
Yeah, they go around. In fact, they
in
come
the
to Jackson.
stages. Yeah.
Yeah, and they do stories. Okay, and so that's been my dream. I've studied with Margaret Altman, who's won the Moth 5 times. Okay, she's an expert storyteller. So yeah, you said the bucket list. There's always things to do, and
Yes. I am so thrilled that you came on. Went through a lot to get you here, and I mean, you did, and I'm so grateful. You guys, the current book is The New Wisdom Keeper, 60 copies left. We're going to make sure that all of the information on how to get your copy will be available inside the comment section of this show notes sometime today. So I will get that in there. And we look forward, Thomas, to your next book, the next Wisdom Keeper, where this one is The New Wisdom Keeper, and that is in 2025. You're welcome back when that book is ready, and we'll get you back on the show to help get that into the hands of all the people who deserve it, and that is all of you. So listen, fortunately, we are out of time today, and I just want to thank you. Great job. I can't wait to come back to Jackson Hole. Beautiful place. I hope to come back there many more times in my life. I really do. I really do.
I really look forward to seeing you. And I just want to give you my really deep, heartfelt gratitude, Lauren, for allowing me to do this. It's been great.
Oh, it's our pleasure. You truly blessed.
We'll cross again, maybe in the butterfly event in 25. Who knows, right?
Yes, absolutely. Awesome. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. I will do that.
Absolutely.
Right,
and for all of you out there, it is a holiday weekend, but be extra precautious. Won't you please? Don't drink and drive. Make sure that you do everything in a safe and respectable and responsible manner. And I God willing, we'll meet you. I promise. I was going to take Monday, the holiday, off, but I have a great guest for you. Jeremy Stewart is going to be here. He's a musician, and I just couldn't pass it up. As a matter of fact, he lives just 15 or 20 minutes from Jackson Hole, and we were going to go fishing when I was there, but he had something come up in his family. So one of the locals, pretty much from your neck of the woods, will be here on Monday. So listen, in the meantime, get out, enjoy your life, enjoy your family, enjoy the world. And remember, grab just a little piece of your highest self every day. Take great to greater, bright to brighter, strong to stronger, nice to nicer, and my favorite, kind to kinder. It's not hard, and it's so, so worth it. Now get out of here and don't let my screen door slam on the way out. And remember, as always, Dr. Lauren loves you, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Have the best day and weekend ever. See you Monday morning, everybody. Thomas, get out of here. Thank you so much, my man.
All right,
what an honor.
bye.
Bye, everybody. Blessings.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Oh, I'm standing right here holding up a sign.